Now, as companies face greater pressure to grow both quickly and responsibly, they must increasingly depend on technology and an enabling environment, which, of course, we hope the startup bill will provide to maintain an efficient line of sight around corporate goals. But let's now talk to someone who has been there and is still doing that to find out how these can be achieved. Kendall Ananyi he joins us now via Zoom as well from Lagos, and he is the founder and chief executive officer of Tizeti Networks. He has over 20 years experience in the telecommunications and information technology industries in Nigeria, Canada, and the United States. Kendall, it's a pleasure to have you on the program today.
Hi.
Yeah, how's it going? All right, so, with all of this, the startup bill trying to, put all of, the enabling environment, in place and all of that. So when that happens, I mean, you already are leading a startup. Well, it's more than a startup now, but, what challenges do you think, companies will face, especially the venture-backed companies when growing?
Good. Just like you said, so first stage is you're trying to achieve product market fit. You now have a market. Now it's time to grow with all the venture financing you've now gotten. It's very easy. Well, one of the things you would typically turn to is customer acquisition, marketing, and you try to get as many customers in as quickly as possible. But what usually would happen as you get to growth stage, which is around past your Series A, get into Series B, is you find that you started experiencing churn, and churn will start to grow, which are customers that just came in, maybe just explored the service. They're fully convinced that they should spend money on it and all of that, or take advantage of whatever freebie you've provided to get them, to attract them to your service, or you download your app. And then you start seeing your churn numbers go up. And we all know that the cost of acquiring customers is way more than the cost of actually working on your churn and trying to reduce your churn percentage. And this number is important because your next round of financing, when you're now getting into growth stage, they ask for such things. They ask for things like a cohort analysis, which shows how long, breaking up the buckets of your customers and how long they're staying, and lifetime value of your customers. And so at that time, you look to more modern processes instead of the manual things that you would typically do when you have a small set of customers. So where you can send an email blast to a few customers or get on the phone and call them, when you have thousands and millions of customers, that's not something you can do. And so to overcome this challenge, you need to look to more automated processes, more modern processes. And one of them is one of the things we in Tizeti, we have a voice service called Wi-Fi Call, which we also use within Tizeti too. So quick story, at the beginning of the pandemic, when folks started moving from working in the office to working at the home, we started seeing our churn numbers go up, and we couldn't quite explain it because we expected people to just move to their homes. But the thing is, there were people that were customers in their office, but not customers in the home. And we wanted to reach them really quickly. And our voice service has APIs which our developers basically connected to, and we're able to segment those customers, reach out to them with our retention team. And we saw our retention grow 36% quarter over quarter. And we said, oh, that's something that other startups will love to use because, again, people know us as an unlimited provider, and we also have a voice service. And voice service is very modern. It allows you get a PABX in the cloud, so you don't even have to set up any of the legacy bulky equipment. Very quickly, you can get.
Yeah. So I was, looking at, the fact that, for startups who are coming into existence, some perhaps might even have, more established competitors. So what should they be doing, or how can they leverage technology to, maybe stay lean, that's lean in terms of their finances, and then adopt modern processes and, using all of that to set themselves apart from their competitors who have already established themselves.
So reaching out to customers. So for example, let me use the lending space, right? You want to follow up with your customers that so that they can make payments. Everybody's competing for the same for a bucket of customers. One thing you can quickly do is connect your customer relationship management system to a modern system like Wi-Fi Call, and you're able to then download all of your customers and reach them and send a broadcast message to them. Your competition may be using manual processes where they have to call each person. With our services, you can actually just use technology to reach them more frequently using a call broadcast system. There are also things you can do with our system, which is set up a customer care center very quickly, right? At early stage, text messaging, Twitter messaging, DM is very easy to, but when you have a ton of customers and your competition on your heels, what you can also do is set up a customer service with agents very quickly, and we'll provide a dashboard for you, and we'll provide a supervisor's access, we'll provide a format for you to even get feedback from your customers really quickly, and those are some of the things you can do. And that CRM integration is key because most systems, to get caller ID today, we don't have like caller ID like established in the developing world, in the developed world. So with connecting to your CRM with the APIs and developers, you're able to get information of each customer's pop up to you as they call into your customer care center. These are some of the things you can do.
Okay, so lastly, before I let you go in 30 seconds, what should African tech startups or Nigerian tech startups be focusing on? Fast growth or efficient growth? Quickly.
Efficient growth, profitability, EBITDA. EBITDA is the number now. So before you used to see a number about GMV, transaction volume, no, it's EBITDA now. Everyone should be focused on EBITDA because that's the number that they're going to base your next valuation on the multiple of that versus revenue or GMV today. And then reduce your cost. I can't stress that more. Reduce your cost. Go through your P&L and go through every line item and see what the ROI and what you spent last month is and why you should still be spending that money today. And then work remotely. There's a lot of cost savings from that.
All right, let's hope those who are coming up, are listening to this, and of course, will take that into consideration when they're starting their own businesses. But I have to say thank you for joining us. Kendall Ananyi, you are the CEO of Tizeti Networks. You joined us via Zoom from Lagos.